Boxing News Online here live with Peter Quillin.
Yes, sir.
Starting camp here real shortly, or has been in camp, I should say, as he prepares for his return fight September the 6th. Pete, tell us, how has camp been going?
Man, camp has been going good. I was off at a head start before I even knew I had a date. You know, I was already in the gym working, so altogether I think I'm ahead of schedule.
Tell us what you know about the potential opponents for this fight.
I don't know. I need to eat food, so I just know you're going to provide that for me.
So, with regards to the last fight, Pete, you knocked him down a couple times early.
Right.
Quite frankly, he seemed completely out of his element, Andy Lee. And then as the fight went on, it seemed to actually take a turn. So tell us from your perspective, what went down in that fight?
I mean, it was a night full of sportsmanship, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, if I knew how every fight was going to end, just from my belief system, it's just like not everything is in my control. As much as you want it to be, it's not. So I just look about, how I can want to handle myself in a moment where you've seen a lot of times happen, like in the Timothy Bradley versus Pacquiao, the first fight. And, a lot of people want to put themselves in that moment and want to react totally different. So, I think when you get yourself placed in a moment like that, you kind of want to react the way you want to react. And I think that night I gained some fans because, they seen, a part of me that's who I am, you know what I'm saying? That's saying, giving him credit, not taking the credit as being a judge. I still haven't yet seen the fight yet. So it's like, all around. The hardest thing in life I learned is to accept things you don't want to accept. So I had to accept that I got a draw, and, I got a blemish on my record. So.
Did you feel more tested in that fight than in previous fights?
I feel tested against myself because I just, we just trying to find a chemistry. I just all around had a lot of business stuff behind the scenes that I was dealing with just different stuff, man. Or, you ever know what a feeling of when people just want to see you fail? So that's a fight within his own. Would you agree with me?
Yeah, absolutely, internally, no doubt.
So for me, that's what the fight was. I knew there was a lot of people that didn't have my best interest, that people that was in my circle, for instance, that I know they didn't want to see me win. It was like hard to fight knowing that somebody would want to see me do bad, you know what I'm saying? So, I got over that, and I just, like I said, I just got another day to fight, another opportunity to feed my family, which is one of the most important things to me at this point in my career.
Were you referring specifically to fight camp, or actually at the fight time, or were you referring during training camp?
Just all around with people. People just at this point in my career just take your energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm a star.
Speaking of taking away your energy, did you have trouble making weight for that fight? And then what are you doing differently this time around?
Well, I got somebody coming in, who's going to help me see what he did, because he helped me make weight for one of my fights, and I like how his chemistry was. He was able to be more hand with me. But I took a year off. I've been the same weight since I was 18 years old. So, I'm 32 now. So what can we say? Do I just maintain the weight for my whole career, or do your body change? People don't realize that. The internet is so mean. What I read, I just had to get off the internet and just not focus on the negative. Like I am who I am. I fight the same. If it is rough, it's not because I cheat myself. It's just because my body is different now at 32 years old than I was, 21.
Is the fight gonna be at 160 again?
We still working out details as far as that. We don't even know who we fighting, so we training for myself right now.
Got it. So no talk about long-term plans. Obviously, we don't want to get too far ahead of the game. But last year, with regards to you pulling out to the Korobov fight, there were family concerns, obviously, that you mentioned was a primary focus. How was your boy, and how was your family?
My son,
yeah,
was born. See, what a lot of people don't understand, I was getting ready for one of my fights, and I lost my baby, which I got a piece of a necklace. My wife lost the baby at 5 months. She wanted me to come in for one day of being there with her, and I turned it down. I said reality said if I don't win this fight, then we don't have no money for bills. So I decided to stay in camp, but that affected our relationship to this today. Because, somebody want to feel like you're there with them on their team, and I felt at that moment, I was making the best decision, a manly decision that sometimes, it's hard for a woman to make, you know what I'm saying? But I just had to do it because I know it's going to benefit my family, and it affected it more so because of that decision. And when she got pregnant again, she had the baby. It was still like she was still blaming me, man. And all around together, I learned something. Sometimes you got to put your family first. So, you know, my uncle, 2014, I learned that he had cancer. You know, he was high and he was losing mad weight. And, you know, this person was one of my most important people in my life, you know what I'm saying? And when you find out that he got cancer, I try to do everything in my power. He's paying his cell phone bill, helping him out with his bills, his light bills. It got to the point where it was rough, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I just wanted to be there with him. And I just didn't, at that point of getting ready for a fight, nobody cared about none of that stuff. They only care if you're going to defend your belt, make some money. It's like I had to learn something really valuable about what money and all that stuff mean. It doesn't bring my uncle back, but I definitely got the acceptance in my heart that I know I try to do the right thing for my family. So I decided to fight. I told my Uncle Eric I'm gonna get back in the ring. He's like, yeah, nephew, it's time to get back into the ring. And you know what I'm saying? I went to camp, and when I was flying, I flew into Michigan, flew back out. Now, the next day, leaving out to California, I got a call that my uncle passed away. So he waited for me to come in town, you know, and then meet my son, which is one of the most important moments I ever had in my life. And I don't regret none of those things. I just accepted that people is going to have their own views of me, and whether they're wrong or right, they're entitled to it. So as long as I keep what's true inside of me, that's what's most important.
Yeah, it seems like you know where your priorities were lying at that moment in time and still today.
Right.
Professionally, you vacated the belt, and obviously you're under the PBC banner. So what are the professional goals of you being a franchise fighter under PBC with catch weights and belts no longer being the primary focus? You've been a champ, so you've been there, done that. But
I'm glad you know that. My thing is not to be a casualty of what people view as what happened to athletes after their career. They go broke usually. I'm not going to be that. I refuse that happening, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm setting up my future so I can be, you know, have something to fall and rely on after my career in fighting. So right now I'm just setting up the rest of my life right now with the money that I'm making.
You seem pretty comfortable at the Today Show.
Yes,
Any
sir.
Analyst or correspondent or a future in show business in your future?
Yeah, of course. I'm doing acting class 3 days a week. I did a movie with Miles Teller. It inspired me so much that I'm able to do things that's bigger than what people ever had an image or a thought of me.
A couple quick questions. Guy in 160, 168 wheelhouse, who's the your most desired opponent right now?
I mean, Gennady Golovkin is, you know, but Miguel Cotto would probably give me the money that I'm on. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really about, you know, glory like what people think. You know what I mean? It's about money. Well, why? Because this is my job. This is what I do for a living. That's like saying, you know, you can go to work and, you know, work as a hard-working man and go do this job, or you can go do this job and, you know, it'd be hard work, but that you can get paid money for it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, let people know what that. Usually people that's going to work and they only time that they have is go do their job, which I don't knock the hard working man, because my dad still do it, but it's just like I just don't focus on nobody else's life and try to like tell them what decisions they should make for their own.
What do you want to tell your fans back in the UK and worldwide, Pete?
I love the UK. Shout out Master Shorty, one of my homies. I'm very thankful to come across a personality like him, but you know, I'm very interested in going to the UK, showing my love, spreading my brand, spreading my story, inspiring people, encouraging people. You know, some of the best gifts that God has instilled me with. Being thankful that people get to see me, being enlightened by my image and what I stand for and what I fight for. So, you know, if y'all really stand true with me, make sure y'all follow me at Kid Chocolate on Instagram, on Twitter at Kid Chocolate. Hit the website at www.kidchocolate.com. I promise y'all that I didn't believe that people all around the world was buying shirts. So go ahead and show your support towards them shirts, because it stands for something happy. You know what I'm saying? Charles Sportif for coming up with the, you know, the shirt. We stand for the Kid Chocolate theme. It's like a smiley face. You know, we got the Team Kid Chocolate because we represent being a team, because we come united, we can get more accomplished. And, you know, everybody like chocolate, and it's a sweet science to it.
Peter Quillin, thanks so much.
Thank you.